Hey guys, Solid here. Today we're going to be going over the bleed build. It's going to be a bit of a live commentary as I fiddle around in my menus. But let's get into it. So, first off, our weapons. Parry dagger for obvious reasons of parry, and we got a wide selection of bleed weapons as well as non-bleed weapons. We got the bleed bandit knife. As you can see, it's got some pretty good bleed. Alright. You know, it's good for like a bit of an offhand, you know, kind of action type deal. Swap that there. Offhand, and you got your main hand weapon selection of like the Hide Knight sword, which is, you know, pretty good for its rolls as well as its, you know, bleed stuff. You got the Ashen Warrior for, you know, its obvious bleed benefits. Got other weapons like the pike, which I mainly use my offhand. And Mannequin Saber, something I really like using for bleed. Now, you also got the Scythe of the Forlorn, and I believe when I do show it off in clips, I don't really go into the full hollowing, so to be honest, I don't know what the bleed scaling could be, but overall, it's not bad for bleed, even while human, or fully not hollowed. Got the bleed claws. Pretty good. It's good for roll punching or combos. And lastly, big boy weapon. And we'll get into stats in a sec. But this weapon right here is insane for bleed. Right now, you know, might not look too much on the bleed, but when you get the shadow gauntlets on, oof. 342 with my stats currently. And you might be wondering to yourself, what exactly, you know, scales on bleed? Well, it's dexterity and faith. Alright. And our armor selection, you know, you could put on a wide variety of stuff that you could want, or that you could put on. Obviously the Shadow Gauntlets is something you want to put on. But everything else is kinda, you could put it on if you want to, or wear nothing. And also we have a Shima Screams. For those of you that don't know, Shima Screams adds faith, and that's something that helps boost our bleed by a little bit. It's not much, but you know it helps. Ring selection, obviously life ring, you want to swap to Chloranthy or any of the tier stones. Stuff there, yeah. And our stats. So, got our dexterity at 60, very important. Faith is at 22 because of the Shima Screams, but if we have that off, that's at 15. I do vary my builds around throughout the clips that I show off. Like, I think for a good portion, I have my faith at 10 instead of 15. But feel free to like move around stats as you wish. You could have your dexterity at 45 instead of 60. You know, it's just up to you on where you want to put your stats. Our strength is at 15 because most of our weapons don't really require anything above 15, minus the Hide Lance, but I don't really use that all too much, or any of the Dark Infused Warp Swords or stuff like that. And Ivory King, as you can see, it requires 30, but if you have 15 strength, you can two-hand that shit, which is nice. Alright guys, here's the quick attack slash instant backstab build. As you can see, the Ivory King Ultra Bleed, you know, it's kind of dropped. Not too much, but, you know, it's dropped a bit in its scaling damage. But quick attack with it, you can get instant backstabs with it for, you know, getting bleeds. And yeah, that's it. Alright, here's the poise build. As you can see, we got 100 poise exactly. If you do want to put on Havels, you could probably lower your endurance to 22, or get rid of all of your faith, or combination of the two, however you want to adjust your stats. We do have on Shima screams, so let's take that off, and here are the true stats. Alright, now for some post-commentary. So, our boy Padalino here sent me a clip of our fight, to say the least. I've shown it off, you know, in the intro video as well as the instant backstab clip you saw earlier. So, I always thought that it had to be a backstab and it had to insta-bleed you the whole way. But apparently that's not the case. Because as you can see here, I hit him like once with my sword or whatever, and the bleed still lingered on him. And when I got the backstab glitch to proc, you know, I was still able to perform the glitch. So that's a misconception I thought happened. What you'll also see in this clip is, like, you know, his perspective of what happens in the glitch. And to be perfectly honest, I have no idea what the fuck happens, or how to proc it and all that, because it's so random how it works, or at least that's how it seems for me. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't know. It just happens, I guess. So basically, I'm guessing it's just you get the bleed on the backstab, and that's how it works. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this poorly, I guess, characterized commentary. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. The rest is just going to be random clips and whatnot. Anyways, it's been solid. See ya.